June 10th, 2024. I'm going to read the scripture from Luke 22, starting in 42. Saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in an agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground. Okay. So that's scripture of when Jesus was in agony. But what I wanted to say about that is that God didn't remove the struggle that Jesus was going through. It was part of his destiny. Okay, but what God did do is strengthen Jesus in the midst of that agony. And even during the strengthening, he still prayed earnestly for, his human part, I'm sure, having foreknowledge of what was about to take place. It was probably a very heavy burden to bear before it even happened, like the whole time. There was probably a great haste in his spirit to get done what needed to be done and to get through that last part. So in saying that God will strengthen us in any of our trials and tribulations, and I don't know how deep that strengthening goes. I've read a lot of testimonies of people who were in great, tremendous places of torment, like in prison and camps where they were being abused and stuff, and being protected by God, that going through it but not feeling actually the whole sense of it. So I've read testimonies of what people say God is able to accomplish when we look to God for that comfort. I mean, to cry blood, you have to be in great anguish. That's not something people do every day. It does happen. With that amount of anguish, I bet most people wouldn't even be able to get to that point. They'd have a heart attack or something. I mean, since we're talking about Jesus and he's part divinity, part divinely God, so he was transfigured before it happened. He was strengthened because of God's mercy and grace. And that's what God does for us. I also want to share this funny story that happened to me when I was in the hospital a little while back for a couple days, because it's pretty funny. And I think it was the second day. I'm not sure. I think it was the second day. And I was getting lunch delivered. And the guy that delivered it, I don't even remember his face, but they asked your birthday and your name and your birthday before they give you your food. And so I said my name. I said, Lisa Zickon, and birth date's 12/26/1976. And he goes, 86? I said, oh no, 76. He goes, 86? I looked up at him. No, 76. He goes, 86? I said, okay, 86. Because I thought to myself, well, if it's covered in insurance, might as well take advantage of it. Because I don't think I was going to get my lunch otherwise, which is a very tasty fajita and rice, by the way, and I ate all of it. Things are not as they seem. Things are not as they appear. God is here to strengthen us, and God shows up through people in different weird ways, in different weird testimonies.